Good morning. Ooh, hot. Good morning, whoever is there. Hi, Doxy Mom. How you doing, love? It's still raining, and I have a sink full of dirty dishes. I also have no content. Good morning, Everly Suzanne. How are you? I got nothing. I am live. I am live because, hi, Susan. Doxy Mom, you're pretty good. LOL, no content is still content. Hi, Grasshopper. Grasshopper. It's still raining and I have a sink full of dirty dishes. That's what's going on. Saturday morning, Bob is at work. I can't plant anything because the ground is like overly saturated. Wah. I have packets and packets of flower seeds. Same for you, Grasshopper. Let me turn you guys maybe a little bit more this way. So I was sitting outside listening to another channel on YouTube, and there was a lot of drama surrounding a missing persons case. Not Summer, a different case. And it seemed like everywhere I was going on YouTube, there was like this drama thing going on. So I decided instead of washing the dishes right now, I'll wash them after the live stream. To just go live and space out a little bit. Yeah, so that's why I'm here with absolutely no content whatsoever. I get tired of it, the drama business. I mean, I know we get a bit dramatic over here, but that's what this channel, I mean, that's how I am. I'm dramatic. I'm melodramatic. I emote. So I get drama, but I don't understand. And I don't expect you kids to understand either, really. Not just why it exists, but why it is perpetuated. Good morning, Lillian. Doxy, it faded. Missing PNW had a good live about Monkey yesterday. She doesn't have drama. I'm not familiar with that channel. I mean, insofar as I'm not sub to that channel. I'll go check it out. So thank you for putting that in chat, Doxy. Lillian, day before yesterday, I took out the packets of flower seeds that I was unable to use last season that you gave me, and I kept them in the refrigerator. And I have gobs of them. and I'm whiny because I can't get them in the ground because it's oversaturated because it won't stop raining, Lillian. Lillian, I need for you to make it stop raining. Hi, Sadie Girls Mama. Hi, Chatty Jen. Kids, those of you that are just coming in, there's no content. I'm trying to even think of something to drone on about. What do you mean what, Lillian? What do you mean what? Lillian, last year you gave me like 5 million. Okay, I lied. It wasn't 5 million. You gave me a bunch of packets of flower seeds. And I used a bunch, and I had a bunch left over, Lillian, and she covers Kyron Horn. Hi, Sandy. Guys, I'm spacing out, I know, because I'm watching chat, because you guys are my content. I'm going to have to go check that out. Missing P&W. Is that Pacific Northwest? Is that what P&W stands for? So anyway, Lillian. When, where, who, what, why? Okay, Doxy. Oregon. I'm going to get back to Lillian here in a minute. You guys know Lillian's my bestie, and she lives across. We share a, you know, like our yards are joined up, and she's like right next door. And so it's raining for her too. So she's decided to come into chat and like go, what? On the Oregon thing, on the Oregon Trail. And then I'll get back to Lillian. Hi, September Virgo. Let me whip these off for a second. I can see everything except your chat without them. Lillian, I can see your name, and I'm Lillian. Lillian, then put me on the big screen. You always watch me on the big screen, I thought anyway. This morning with the rain thing, I was actually thinking about I should just move back to Oregon. I mean, I lived in a little town called Oak Ridge, a logging and railroad town. This is back in the 1970s. My oldest son was born in Eugene, Oregon, which was about, I don't know, 45 miles, you know, an hour's drive from where we lived. And it's in the Willamette Valley of the Cascade Mountains. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. But one reason it's so beautiful is because it rains all the time. We even had a saying back in the 1970s, if you lived in Oregon, we even had greeting cards. I'm not kidding. You notice I didn't cross my fingers. That's because I'm telling the truth. We had greeting cards out there that said things like, Oregonians don't die, they just rust away. I'm beginning to think that Arkansans are just going to rust away, and we're not going to have any pretty flowers because it won't quit raining and I can't get any seeds in the ground. Now, back to rain stopped 2 days ago in North California, thank God. Y'all, I'm being very flippant about it because that's my only complaint about the weather, is that it won't stop raining. But Lillian, I'm ignoring you right now for a moment. I'm going to get back to you, Lillian. See, she made me lose my train of thought, and it was very loosely connected to begin with. There have been no lives lost, but on a quick, serious note, day before yesterday, 3 tornadoes touched down in Arkansas. One town, a very small town, less than 3,000 people, had some pretty major damage. And it's one of those where everybody is gathering up and helping everybody. I was watching it on the news this morning, next door neighbors and people down the road showing up with chainsaws and pickup trucks, and y'all get it. It's like people are just really pulling together to help each other. We were under a tornado warning briefly yesterday in the late afternoon. So we were prepared to go to the cellar if we had to, but it veered, I guess, for lack of a better word. I don't know that it actually veered, but the tornado that we were under the warning for moved to the north, away from us, and headed towards Mountain View, where I used to live. I haven't heard any reports this morning about damages or anything. So hopefully, not knowing, hopefully nobody was hurt. Hopefully no lives were lost. But we do live in Tornado Alley here in north central Arkansas. From March till November is tornado season. But anyway, we have been spared here at our home place. So if that's the most I've got to gripe about, it's a fine, fine day. So I have been sending up prayers and good thoughts and vibes for everybody affected. Now, back to Lillian. Lillian, I'll go get them. They're out on the porch. Hang on a second. Hi, baby kisses. I'm sorry if I've missed anybody in chat. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Lillian. Hi, Roberta's World. Yeah, y'all can tell I got wet, huh? Not right now. I got wet earlier. So these are the seeds I have left over. Well, I'm going to fill a little time with this. And then I guess I'll go back to watching some drama on YouTube. So, as I already mentioned, Lillian, you gave me an abundance of flower seeds last year. I didn't use them all, and I saved them in the refrigerator over the winter, and I just got them out the other day, and then it started raining. I've never tried to grow sunflowers here, and I've decided this year wow. Really, Lillian? Oh, my word. Sandy, she's the best neighbor ever. She really is. I'm not just saying that because she's in chat. I say it to her. Hi, Nada Drama Nana. I say it to her face. I say other things to her face too, like shut up. See, that's the kind of friend, that's the kind of bestie you want. Like the other day, Lillian came over for a short visit. We're sitting on the front porch. She had coffee. I had already finished mine. We're having a smoke together, and I'm trying to tell her something. And she keeps guessing what the next thing is going to be. And like the second, I think it was like the second time, whatever, Lillian, you're my content today, Lillian. Okay, so I'm ignoring you. So I'm trying to tell Lillian about something. And I would get to a certain point, and I'd already told her I kind of didn't feel good that day. Like I was like more tired than I should have been. I was tired. Okay. So I was grumpy. I was already grumpy, and she already knew I was grumpy because I already told her I was grumpy. So I get to this point and I'm about to reveal the next thing, and she blurts out, yada, yada, yada. And I said, no, that's not it. And she says, well, and I said, if you would stop interrupting me, I would tell you. And she said, well, I was just guessing. And I said, I know you're just guessing because you don't know what the thing is that I'm trying to tell you that I would tell you if you would stop guessing and interrupting me. See, that's the kind of, yeah, Roberta's world, that's the kind of friend Lillian is, that I can say, hi, the real Rockin' Robin, that I can just say, if you would stop interrupting me, I would actually tell you the thing. Oh, I was just guessing. I know. My gosh. What is in your pot? What is all over? What did you plant in pots and they're all over your dining room? You have pots all over your dining room. You have seeds all over your dining room. See, this is how Lillian and I talk to one another. Back to the seeds. Yes, Roberta's world, like a sister. Like I'm fixing to cooter punch you, Lillian, kind of friend. And then she still loves me. I know, she's crazy. Whatever, Lillian. I'm ignoring you. So anyway, I've decided this year, I'm taking my glasses off so I can't see chat. We usually grow tomatoes, jalapenos, and bell peppers, and onions and garlic. This year, I'm only going to do onions and garlic. And where I usually plant tomatoes, bell peppers, and jalapenos, instead, I'm going to try sunflowers. I've never tried to grow them in Arkansas, so cool. Another packet. I have to put my glasses back on. Lillian knows that my front flower bed is a hummingbird and butterfly and bee garden. So she gave me these. And if it ever stops raining, these will get planted in the front yard. Sandy, I do too. Baby kisses. I've seen fields of sunflowers And no kidding, they do get tall. Well, we're going to find out how they'll grow here in Arkansas soil. I mean, I'm going to find out. Okay, so that wasn't all. I've never had these. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Convolvulus. You think they'll be taller than the house, baby kisses? Oh, okay, Rockin' Robin. I see what you're doing there, and you know what happens when things like what that happens. I'm going to start singing. Anyway, I have no idea. It says they're a bright blue morning glory type blooms, but they're low growing and they're drought tolerant. And they want full sun, 14 inches high, a little over a foot high. Okay. And now is the time, if it would stop raining, for me to get them in the ground. So we'll see how these do. And you guys know how it goes around here during the season, if you've been around at least for a year. You guys are going to be tortured with almost daily the progress of the growth of things. And you also know that once things get to a certain place like blooming stage, that is when they start getting used a lot for the video portion of the shorts that I upload on behalf of Summer Moon Utah Wells, who's been missing since June the 15th of 2021. Out of the Beech Creek community near Rogersville, Tennessee. She was 5 when she went missing. Her birth date is February 4, 2016. And we're coming up on 4 years of her being gone. Her address was 110 Bend Road, by the way. She is blonde-headed with blue eyes. No officially reported birthmarks or scars, although some folks have remarked from time to time that they've noticed a dimple in her chin. I haven't noticed it myself, but I know others, a number of others say that they've noticed it in her pictures. But if you or anybody you know has any credible information regarding Summer Wells, her disappearance, or her whereabouts, it's an easy phone call to 1-800-TBI-FIND. So anyway, Johnny Jump Ups, violas, and they're perennials. So I'm thinking I'm going to plant these in the little bed underneath the magnolia tree outside the back door. Since they're perennials and I have 3 packs, thanks to Lillian, I think I'm going to plant all 3 packs right there and have Johnny jump ups every year. And it says it's the container variety. And I have containers. So I think I'll try both. I'm going to put some in pots and I'm going to put some onto the ground. So, hey, look. Hi, Poppy Red Mustang. Mammoth Russian sunflowers. How tall do they get? Oh my goodness, you guys. These get 7 to 12 feet. Y'all know I'm 4'11". We've talked about that. I've talked about that. I mean, like, medically speaking, I don't know if they've changed it, but used to, like when I was young, a million years ago, 4'11" and under was considered a midget. So I'm going to be a midget with, maybe, if I'm successful. Oh, guess what else Lillian gave me? Oh, you guys already know. Plant food. Oh, you guys don't listen. You don't even know. How would you know? Because I haven't told you. Haven't been on since this happened. The other day I'm resting and I get a text from Lillian that says, there's a little bag on your front porch. Or did you see the little bag on your front porch? And I was like, no, I'm resting. I will get it when I go out to walk rags at 1 o'clock. This is all in texts. Unless it's urgent. And she sends back, no, it isn't urgent. Y'all, you would not believe how good I smell, right? I smell so good. It was a bag full of Bath and Body Works stuff. I smell heavenly. Lillian's always bringing me stuff. And everything she brings me, I love. Okay. Another perennial. Painted daisies. Blooms every year. Single mixed colors. Large flowers in brilliant shades of rose, pink, and scarlet with small yellow centers and bloom on long stems. So like perfect for cut flower bouquet, along with others. Okay, last two things. Outdoor kitties are going to be so happy. Catnip and lavender. I've tried like 3 or 4 times in my life to grow lavender with no success. So we'll see. My brother-in-law, on the other hand, just an hour and a half drive from me, if that, over in Izard County, Arkansas. He's deceased now. But he could take a stick, a dead stick of lavender, and put it in the ground, dig a little hole with his finger and spit in the hole, and stick a dead stick of lavender into the hole he dug with his finger and spit into. And the next thing you know, he would have an entire field of lavender. I was so jealous of him. I still am. And he probably knows it because he probably hears me right now. So anyway, if it ever stops raining, this is what I'm going to do. And if it doesn't stop raining, I guess I'll wash this sink full of dirty dishes. You don't believe me? I have receipts. When do I ever come on here and make a claim without receipts? Now that is a sink full of dirty dishes. I know I should be embarrassed. I know I should be, but I'm not. I mean, if I were going to be embarrassed about it, I wouldn't have put it in the freaking title. By the way, I'm not wearing a bra. I do have a new blue bra that would match my t-shirt, but I decided not to put one on, just so you guys know. And the other thing is that I have a receipt from Carrie Bishop, who I notice isn't here. She's probably asleep because she lives in the Pacific Northwest, where it's only 7:23 a.m. However, yes, Sandy Gant, I have a new blue bra and a new pink one. I wore the taupe one the other day. Well, I had to go to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned and polished. And I have a cavity, a very teeny tiny one, and I have to go back on the 16th to get it taken care of. Poppy, you're feeling good? I'm glad to hear that. Or not hear it, but you know what I mean. Hear it. I know, Real Rock and Robin. Well, Real Rock and Robin, as you know, we are a braless cult here, a braless kitchen cult. And I think it was just last week, I did a live stream titled Compelled to Confess. Because, Rock and Robin, I am a cult leader. And because at my age, along with a lot of other things, like being considered a cult leader, it's kind of like my duty, although cult leaders don't really have duties, but for lack of a better word right now, part of my duty is to be a role model, to set an example for my cult members. And we have been a Braless Kitchen cult for over a year. Real Rock and Robin, I bought 3 new bras last week, and I just felt like I had to come on and confess. And so in a live stream I did, and I came with receipts, the actual bras. Now, not wearing them, but they were like still on the hangers. Well, then guess what happens? Then someone comes into chat and accused me of stealing the bras. I know. So, yeah, I know. So, because Real Rock and Robin hasn't been over to hang out with us for a while, Not a Drama Nana, you missed it. Not a Drama Nana. There's a thing called replay, rewatch, something or other, where you go back and you watch a live stream you missed. You can even leave comments under it. You can even watch the live chat replay. Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, back to what I was going to do before Not a Drama Nana basically took a dagger and drove it through my heart by openly admitting, as a moderator here, I told you I could be dramatic, and here we go. I know you're bad. She's not only a mod here, we also mod together on John Davis True Crime channel here on YouTube. And she didn't know I had done. I'm working it up. I'm working it up. Just be. Okay, that's not a drama nana. Okay, so yeah, take another sip of coffee, Susan. Real Rockin' Robin. This wasn't in my head when I came on live, but because you're here and I haven't seen you for a while. She walks in the treetops all day long, rocking and a bopping and a singing a song. All the little birdies on Jaybird Street love to hear the rockin' go tweet, 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 Rockin' Robin. Rockin' Robin. Go Rockin' Robin, 'cause we're really gonna rock tonight. Tweet, tweet, tweedly deet. Anyway, I'm glad you're here today, baby. Y'all, I know we've only been on here 37 minutes, but I guess we could go smoke a cigarette. If I could remember I can't remember any more of the verses, Rockin' Robin. And of course, I don't have the band and the backup singers. For a real Rockin' Robin, you really need the backup singers that are doing that tweedly deedly deet, 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 tweet, tweet, tweedly deet. Okay, so go have a cigarette and then I'll read you something and think of another song and we'll say goodbye because I got nothing. She rocks in the treetops all day long, rocking and a bopping and a singing a song. It's a great dance song if you know how to dance to that kind of music. That was back in the days when you actually danced with your partner. It wasn't like a rave. It wasn't a mosh pit. You slip some shoes on. It wasn't a free-for-all. It wasn't even a freestyle. Dancing to a song like Rockin' Robin, you actually held the hand of the person you were dancing with, and you danced matching steps, but on opposing feet. The female, I know this is sexist, but I'm talking about in the day. So don't come at me sideways about not being politically correct, because basically y'all know I don't give a fuck about politically correct. I'm too old. Y'all started that. I believe in calling it what it is. Y'all believe in euphemisms. Okay, I can ride with that. But back when you actually danced with somebody, hang on. And I don't know if we're pixeling, so give me a minute here. The female started with her right foot and the male started with his left foot, no matter what dance you were doing. Whether it was the Susie Q, the jitterbug, or waltzing. Give me a minute. There is a kitty cat in my chair. Mr. Grayson. Hi, flies on a coleslaw. Hi, baby girl. Hi, darling. So I guess we'll sit over here for a minute. Oh, guess what else? I know this isn't cool. If my mother saw me doing that, hi Kentucky Wildcat. If my mother saw me doing this, I would get in a lot of trouble. Guess what else Lillian gave me? Hi, Eve. Onion sets. So if it will ever stop raining, I'll get the onions planted. Roberta's World, I haven't seen Carrie in here, honey. Flies, you have potato slips. No, baby, go back over in your chair. I don't want you on my lap right now. You're wet. I came over here to this chair, and he got out of my chair and came over here. Cats. Rockin' Robin. No, Mr. Grayson, I don't want you on my lap. You're damp. Flies, I've never planted potatoes myself. No, Mr. Grayson, stop. Mr. Grayson. No, Mr. Grayson, I don't want you on my lap. You're getting on the table, which is making you be in my way. And I want you to stop. Yes. Don't tell. I know, Susan. Sandy, yes, I love all 4 seasons. I truly do. I enjoy each of the seasons. But dang nabbit. I know Kentucky Wildcat, he wants to snuggle, and I'm still wearing my dog walking clothes, so we could, but I don't want him close to this. I don't like for my kitty cats. I mean, we don't even smoke in the house. So anyway, y'all, it's pretty chilly out here. And he may be more fun to look at than me, but whatever I was saying, I forgot. Oh, talking about potatoes. My daddy, according to my mom, my daddy's rule of thumb, as they say, was you planted potatoes on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why. He says, why? Well, because. Anyway, I've never planted potatoes. I might have to try that next year. If the cost of eggs keeps going up, I may have to learn how to plant a chicken. I'm just looking at your chat, babies. Trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody. You guys know how I am. I always feel badly after your chat uploads and a name will come by and I'll be like, my goodness, that person was there the entire time and I didn't see them. What an a-hole. And I'm not even one of Real Rockin' Robin's neighbors. So Guys, there's a part of me that wants to talk about something, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it. So it's like, then why did you even bring it up, Susan? By the way, hi, I'm Susan, and welcome to Lip Lock No More. If you're watching from the bushes, please don't be shy. Feel free to come on in to chat. We're really friendly over here. And the only people that I turn into a raging ogre over are other raging ogres. So no, Mr. Grayson, you're not going to knock my camera over. He's being demanding. Baby kisses, I don't know enough about it to really even bring it up, because it's happening on a channel I don't watch anymore. Isn't he, Kentucky Wildcat? He came to us from up the road. He was not being properly cared for at that rock house over my left shoulder. And he showed up. He just kept coming here, and he wouldn't go back there. And so finally we took him to the vet, got him neutered, got his shots, and all of, all the things, as they say. Hi, Rhonda R. Hi, Leslie. Hi, AP. And took care of all the things. And he's been with us ever since. And his name, Mr. Grayson, came from one of our viewers on our cat rescue channel. Furry Feline Monsters of Mass Destruction is the name of the channel. I'm not over there very much, but when something funny or kind of interesting happens, I'll try to grab my phone and get a little bit of footage and post it over there. But let me put that out. I've had enough. And you need to get away because there's cigarette smoke and I don't want you close to it. He wanted it. Hang on. Anyway, he's always outside. And he's a good boy. He's a good boy. I know you are. I know. Well, we're going to go back inside because I'm getting chilly. Oh, baby kisses, honey. Thank you for your $4 super sticker. Thank you so much. Sorry about the camera movement there, kids, but Susan Rags is doing great. Hang on, let me close and lock the door here and take these shoes off. And we'll have a little reading, and I think I've got a song or at least part of one in my head. And we'll say goodbye and get on with my rainy Saturday here, washing the dishes. Okay, the thing that I don't know enough to talk about, but I'm concerned about. It's in the Summer Wells case. Marlena Crawford. Do you have us, Nada? Okay, sweetheart. Bye-bye. Thank you for being here, love. See what I mean by I don't know. I don't. I know you babies you're familiar with the Summer Wells case. So you would know who I'm talking about, Marlena Crawford. It's my understanding that she's going on a channel and talking about Summer and her disappearance, and something about what she is saying regarding the timeline of June the 15th, 2021. And I haven't heard this with my own ears, and that's why I'm so reluctant to talk about it. I'm just hearing about it on other channels because I don't watch that channel ever since the lady that has the channel talked about Summer's head being in a box. Was my fuck you moment. But it's my understanding that Marlena Crawford is saying that Candace Bly Wells, the mother of Summer, called her like at 4 or 4:30 on the afternoon of June the 15th and said that Summer was missing and she was looking for her, and that Marlena Crawford told Candace to call the police around 4 or 4:30. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Flies, you don't know what to think either, honey. Real Rock and Robin, I'm right about what? Okay, so what I'm repeating. Okay, Baby Kisses is saying yes. Roberta's World, okay. Susan Bezio, she's changed her story. Lillian saying yes. What I repeated is what she told over there. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. For me, if what Marlena Crawford is saying is true, it makes my timeline work perfectly. If she's telling the truth, which how would I know? How would any of us know? But those of you that have been following me since I started the channel, and as you know, the first year for sure of this channel, day in and day out, it was Summer Wells, Summer Wells, Summer Wells, Summer Wells. Any and every angle I could think of. We worked who, what, where, when, why, how. We turned every theory, every speculation I could come up with. We turned it inside out. We turned it upside down, always ending with that we don't know what happened to Summer Wells. We don't know if a crime was committed. We don't know who was responsible for anything or not responsible at all, as in negligence. And during that time here on the channel, doing everything I just reiterated, I would stumble like I am now on, okay, but if the milk jug video picture was taken at 3:09, which of course we don't have the metadata because Candace Wells never shared with Teresa the metadata from the video and the photo. Although it's my understanding she told Teresa, who at the time was on Unmasked, Candace told Teresa she was going to share that metadata with her, but she never did. That's my understanding. And that is X number of minutes from home where that video, let's say at 3:09, was taken. I think it's 18 minutes. Please feel free to correct me because I'm talking off the top of my head. I'm trying to pull out details without notes that I haven't looked at for over a year. But I think that that location is about 18 minutes from 110 Ben Hill Road, which would have put them at home, let's say 3:30. And so every time I would discuss Summer's disappearance, I would get bogged down and struggle with this thing from 3:30 to almost 6:30. What happened in those 3 hours? And would speculate and speculate and speculate because I just didn't believe the story about the leg brace on Candace Harrer and the 2 minutes, the 5 minutes, the 10 minutes. The convoluted stories about where Summer was last seen, that Candace had last seen her out the kitchen window on the swing, that the boys had last seen her going out the basement door, according to Sheriff Ronnie Lawson. Another report that she was last seen walking away from her home. The varying reports about what Summer was wearing. And Jody Sue Brown and her kids hearing a scream between 4:30 and 4:42. And y'all may remember, those of you who have been watching me for a while, that when Candace Wells said that she didn't hear the scream that Jody Sue and her kids heard because she was in the house searching for Summer. When she said that is when I really went ballistic. I was like, wait a minute, Candace, you're saying you were looking for Summer between 4:30 and 4:42? She was already missing between 4:30 and 4:42, and you didn't hear the scream because you were inside the house with the TV running, so you didn't hear a scream outside that Jody Sue and the kids heard. And that's when I actually began to believe Jody Sue Brown and her kids. And at the time, my speculation was, and still is, and as a matter of fact, is stronger today, if Marlena Crawford is telling the truth. See, that's the thing with all of this. None of us, not even law enforcement, evidently, has been able to arrive at any viable conclusion as to who is lying and who is telling the truth, because the fucking stories changed every time we turned on YouTube. But if Marlena Crawford is telling the truth, and Candace did call her, then it would lend itself to my theory that the scream that was heard by Jody Sue Brown, her son Damien, and her Lil, her girl, I believe it was Candace Wells herself screaming because of something she had discovered. And I leave my speculation there because the rest of that speculation is not something I want to say publicly. what did or could or might have happened after that in regards to where is Summer. I don't know. I think either a terrible accident or something that somebody did on purpose, but did not intend to end up this way. And I believe that the missing time, like when Chad Arnold saw or claims to have seen Candace Wells at Fred Hill's in that same time frame looking for Summer, was she really looking for her? Or was she getting rid of her? I don't know. I shouldn't have talked about it. And I'm not willing to give that woman a click or a view. I'm the type that once I say no more from you, it's no more from you. But I do value that there are those who still watch and listen and bring it out to those of us who do not. Babies, as you know, I've not been looking at your chat, and I'm not going to try to scroll back up. I'll see your chat once it uploads. Who to believe? I do believe that Jody Sue Brown and her children heard a scream. I do indeed. I just don't believe it was Summer that she heard, that they heard. I believe it was a scream of anguish from a mother. Hi, Carrie. Roberta, it is such a hard subject. If we knew, if we knew more who we could believe, what parts are true, what parts are not. And why now? Marlena, why now? They tell me she's being paid for the interview. Okay. I haven't seen any receipts or proof of that. And when it comes to that kind of thing, if there's no proof, then I don't fucking believe it. Because that's something that can be documented. I mean, there are some things that can't be documented and you just repeat them. Somebody said something or other, and you overheard it. You can't prove you heard them say it. You can just tell somebody that you heard them say it. But I think I need a hit. I didn't plan on getting serious. So Getting the most out of life. An anthology from the Reader's Digest, published in 1946. Obviously, I do not own any of the rights to this book. I just own the book. And we do a cold reading. That's why I'm flipping pages. So hang loose for a second. That one had to do with death. I don't want to read about, even though it's part of living. I'm just not in the mood on a gray, rainy day to read about how it's a natural part of living is to die. Yes, I know. We all know. Okay, let's see what this says. From Getting the Most Out of Life, an anthology published by the Reader's Digest in 1946 under fair use. What is it? The fair use disclaimer, I think, is 1976, section 102, I think. Either way, we're using it under fair use. Thank you, flies. This is a little paragraph titled, Nature's Best. In The Lost Woods, Edwin Way Teale, the naturalist, writes, if I were to choose the sights, the sounds, the fragrances I most would want to see and hear and smell, among all the delights of the open world, on a final day on earth, I think I would choose these. The clear, ethereal song of a white-throated sparrow singing at dawn. The smell of pine trees in the heat of noon. The lonely calling of Canadian geese. The sight of a dragonfly glinting in the sunshine. The voice of a hermit thrush far in a darkening woods at evening. And, most spiritual and moving of sights, the white cathedral of a cumulus cloud floating serenely in the blue of the sky. The end. Ethereal song of a white-throated sparrow at dawn. Smell of pine trees in the heat of noon. The lonely calling of Canada geese. Dragonfly glinting in the sunshine. Voice of a hermit thrush in the darkening woods at evening. And the sight of the cathedral of a cumulus cloud against the blue of the endless sky. Time for me to wash them dang dishes. Thanks to everybody who's been here this morning. And if you're not already subbed, please. Hi, Matthew. Oh, okay. Hey, Matthew. I'll do the drawing since you don't know where the dishes go. Thanks for the offer of help. Anyway, if you're not subbed up, please consider doing so. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, it's an interaction with the channel. and helps us get boosted in the algorithm. We're a teeny tiny channel over here. And if you can afford to and you're so inclined, we do have memberships available. So there you go. That's the spiel that YouTube likes for me to give. So I need a song, and it is, ooh, it's thundering. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Don't let them. Some of them want to be abused. Don't. Instead, use your superpower, which is what? Your ability to be kind. A smile, a kind word, even to a stranger, because you don't know how their day is going and what's happening in their life. And you actually have the superpower of showing kindness, and that can make a difference in a positive way in somebody else's life. All right, now, you don't have to go home, but you need to get out of my kitchen. And yeah, pray for me to stay safe in this severe weather. I love you guys. Bye-bye. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up, moving on. Hold your head up, moving on. Keep your head up.